celebration. You gotta love that, right? So thank you to everybody who brought the wonderful desserts. I can't wait to try them. I'm sure they're going to be lovely. Please come in. There's some seats if you guys want to have seats. We'd love to have you get comfortable. Yeah, there's plenty of chairs, so we want you to be comfortable. Would you like to sit here? Okay. Yeah, well, make yourself at home. As Dane mentioned, I am Tana Gertz. A lot of you have met me. Ironically, over 4.5 years ago, my very first presentation for Donald Trump was here in Boone at the Puffer Billy days, right over
one block north.
1 block north, near the railroad. I'll never forget it because I was thinking, oh my gosh, you know, like some bad guy could be in the train, and there we were, and we had snipers up on the roof, and he wasn't even the nominee then. But man, when Donald Trump rolled into Boone, Iowa, wow! How many of you remember that day? Yeah, everybody. It was.
I was in the back row on the stage with him.
You were? Okay. Oh, we were probably back together. Wonderful. That was so exciting. And he just more or less just let you all know what he was going to do, the promises that he was going to make for you if you voted for him. And I stand before you tonight just to say that I am honored, I am humbled, I'm excited to be able to say that I know Donald Trump very well. I know the family very well. I was on his show, The Apprentice. I know a lot of you had mentioned tonight that you had watched me on that show, and that was a life-changing experience for me, one that I'm very grateful for, which then led for the opportunity for me to be able to work on the campaign. And 2016 was very exciting, very stressful, very eventful. I learned so much. I had never been in politics in my entire life. I never had I don't have a political gene or bone in my body. I actually thought a caucus was a bad word. I didn't know what caucus was because I'm not from Iowa. My husband is Tana Gertz. For those of you who go, that name rings a bell.
I enjoy him.
Curtis is amazing. Thank you. I will tell him that. He is the best meteorologist in the Midwest, in my opinion. He's been rated #1 meteorologist for Iowa many of times because he is a very humble man, and he is a man that loves Iowans. He is a man that loves his wife and supports me, and he said, if you want to go make history with Donald Trump, because I know he'll become the next president, go. Be a game changer, be a world leader, or be a world changer with this man who will be a world leader. And I'm glad I took that chance. 2016 was very interesting, and I was sad that we didn't win the Iowa caucus. 2016, we had Ted Cruz, who played some shenanigans, and that was part of a little bit of what happened. But we don't like to lose, I should say. Donald Trump doesn't like to lose. I don't like to lose. And many of you in the room here, I'm sure, don't like to lose. And losing the Iowa caucus really hurt me. It hurt him. It hurt our team. And it hurt the morale. So we then rallied real hard to make sure that for the 2016 election, we were going to hit it out of the park, and we were going to deliver a huge win for Donald Trump in the state of Iowa. And we did. And thanks to all of you, thank you so much for doing your part, because without you, we can't win. And I'm here as a surrogate for President Trump and the First Family, because they do appreciate every single thing that every single one of you does. This is a First Family that cares about people. A lot of people don't know the First Family like I do, because I had that wonderful life-changing experience being with them for 18 weeks on national television. So I know Melania Trump, and I know her heart, and I know that this is not what she signed up for, but this is what she's willing to do for America. I know Donald Trump's heart, and he is a very compassionate man, and he is a man of his word. And that's why I said what I said all along, which was, if I put my heart and soul and my passion behind getting this man elected, he will deliver on those promises. And he has, folks. Do you know what this president has done for us already? I don't know if just because I'm on the campaign and I'm on the calls and I hear it, and it's in my brain, but I want to make sure you guys understand that he has created over 6 million jobs for Americans. Like, that's 6 million Americans that have a better life, that can put food on the table, that can have Christmases, and out of that 6 million those 6 million people, 3 million were for females. So as a female entrepreneur, as a mother, that warms my heart that this is a president that cares about females, a working woman, a stay-at-home mother, a businesswoman. He doesn't care. But what he wants to do is help us bring more money into our homes. The child tax credit doubled. He's trying, as well as Ivanka's trying, to do paid family leave. 600,000 plus people are out of poverty because of this president. This is a president that doesn't do drugs, doesn't drink alcohol, and is saying, I know there's an opioid crisis and I want to correct that. I want to make it so that we hold accountable our doctors and the pharmacists and the prescription drug people. I mean, this is not a joke. Like, this is a man that literally, his brain just explodes with ideas. Like, let's make this better. Let's make that better. Let's do this. Let's do that. And he just goes down the list. And he's improving our lives. Unlike so many other leaders, not just presidents, past presidents, but think about leaders, even in your corporation where you work. How many of them are actually going, let's see, how can I better these people's lives? How can I make more money for them? What can I do to cut costs? What can I do to make them have a better life, a better health, a better household, better tax, get more money off on their taxes? Nobody is thinking like this president. Yet, do you see what the world is doing, what they're doing to him? As we are sitting here eating cookies and drinking, I'm sure there's some lovely coffee. It smells delicious in here. Maybe there's hot cocoa. I don't know. But while we're sitting here enjoying ourselves, they are trying to impeach this president. They are doing everything in their power to ruin and to tarnish his image that he has worked so hard day in and day out for you and for me, for your kids and for my kids, for your grandkids, and I'm not ready for grandkids yet, but when they come, my grandkids. That's what he's doing for us, folks. And I am so thrilled to say that I'm here also to tell you how great he is, and I mean, I'm doing that, but I'm also here to let you know that we need more help. Our army needs to get larger and stronger and bigger and better. We are a small team. I mean, Elizabeth Warren has hired 100 people to come into Iowa and to work for her campaign. Now, they're not Iowans, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to be an Iowan to work for a campaign and do a good job. That's 100 bodies marching in an army for Elizabeth Warren, door knocking for Elizabeth Warren. So if every one of you in this room would say, you know what, I'll get on the app, The Advantage, and I will door knock for him, and I will make phone calls for him, and I will blast out your social media posts, Tana. I'll do my part. I'll make calls. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll be a neighborhood team leader. So that when we have watch parties, you could actually host them in your own home. And that way you bring your network of friends, and then they get to see the beautiful rally on television, and then you get to build it out. Where people usually come to one event, say, I know I'm having one at this local establishment that I have every watch rally at. And I say to people when they come, now listen, I love you, but we need to get divorced. You need to have your own watch rally party. Do it in your own house, bring your 20 of your best friends, and then let's get them off and divorce from you so we can grow, grow, grow. And I'm excited to say that at my watch rally parties, I'm not having the same people anymore because we've broken up. They've gone on. They're doing their thing, and I'm so excited. And we can get bigger and better. And this is our president, and he needs us. 2020, I'll predict a landslide, but I don't want to ever rest on my laurels that we've got this, because we don't, folks. We have a massive force, a negative energy, we have evilness behind taking this man, who I believe is called to serve, down. And I'm not willing to say that I'm going to let that go. So I want to fight like we could lose the Iowa caucuses again. I want to fight like Bernie Sanders, God forbid, or Elizabeth Warren, God forbid, could be our next president. That's not going to happen on my watch. So I beg of you to ask yourself, what more can you do? To dig a little deeper and say, I want to get connected with Dane. He's doing a phenomenal job on our campaign. If you haven't yet met Dane, he was a gentleman that introduced me. You have to meet him so that you can then get involved. And he will send out emails as to, hey, we're having this event, or hey, Tana's coming, come and meet her, have fun. Let's talk about what she knows about this president so you can get the message out. And Dane will tell you what he needs you to do, because this is his vicinity, his territory. I'm always available. You can find me on every social media platform. I tweet, I post, I go all across the state, I go to events, and I'm sharing the good news that this is a president that loves you, that works for you, that will never quit on you. He will never back down. He's the toughest man that I know. If anybody, hey to the world, if anybody thinks Donald Trump is going down, you're crazy. Hey, Nancy Pelosi, it isn't happening. Shift, bye-bye. He's never quitting. I'm here to tell you, I know this man.
How he weathers this.
He weathers the
I've had
storm.
more people tell me, how does he manage?
You know what? It's so funny you should say that. He said, how does Donald Trump do it? When I see Donald Trump, and I'm a very strong woman, and I don't, I'm not a very emotional woman, and I don't cry easily. When I see Donald Trump and I look in his eyes, I want to cry. I look at him and I want to cry, and I'm thinking, okay, where's this coming from? Like, you're not an emotional human being. But I look at him, and he's so strong, and he's put so together, and he's taking it. And you know it's got to hurt him. And I just want to, I always hug him and say, I love you. Like, we're praying for you. I love you so much. Like, hang in there. But you see his face, and think about it, men. If you were beat up every single day, of every minute of every single day, and you were told you're garbage, you're crap, you're no good, you're a loser, you're a cheat, you're a fraud, how do you do it? I know that I get like this much hate mail. I'll get hate mail tonight from the video saying you're ugly, you're fat, your teeth are too big, you're this, you got a horse face, whatever. You're whatever. But guess what? It rolls right off my back because maybe I'll get 2 or 3 hate mails. Donald Trump's getting 2 or 3 million hate mails every single day of his life since he's been the president of the United States. People thought he was great. Oh my gosh, when I was on The Apprentice, you should have seen the people that came through his boardroom kissing his butt.
Yep.
You should have seen it. Tana Goertz was one of them. Tana Goertz is on MSNBC almost every other day saying what a liar and a fraud Trump is, and that Trump has got, mental deranged syndrome and his wits aren't there. Are you kidding me, Donnie? You were kissing his butt. Well, how many years was that? 15 years ago. I saw it with my own eyes. People change their mind. And the only reason, the number one question I get is, Tana, why are so many people afraid of this man? Like, why are they doing this to him? They say, why are they doing this to him? And I said, one reason and one reason only. Oh, the cat scared me. I have nightmares about cats. It's just something. There it went. I'm sorry if I freaked you all out. All the blood just went out of my hands down to my toes. There's that nightmare.
She's a good cat.
There's that nightmare coming back to life. I'm sorry. I saw all you guys.
He tried to be quick.
Hey, speaking of being scared, the number one reason that they do this to Trump, they're terrified of him. They are terrified of him because he is draining the swamp. He is draining the swamp. He's calling out the liars. He's calling out the frauds. He's calling out the cheats. He's calling out the people that are making money off of all of us. And he's draining the swamp, just like he said he would do. And they're terrified of him, and they're like, for gosh sakes, get rid of this man. Take him out. And they can't take him out because they can't beat him. So that's why they're trying everything. If they could beat this man, it'd be simple. But you can't beat a winner. You can't beat a winner. So they're never going to beat him. So they got to fabricate some other stuff. It's sickening. It's wrong. It's disgraceful. It makes me sick to my stomach. But we will never give up. He will not give up for us. We cannot give up for him. He shows up for us. We have to show up for him. Can I get an amen? Amen. Awesome. Now the other thing is, what president has the guts to, one, stand up to the world and say, I am pro-life. I am pro-life. No other touch that. They wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. What other president would stand up and say, we're going to make Christmas great again and put the Lord and Savior front and center? What president would ever say that? They wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. So if any of you are Christians in this room like I am, if that isn't reason enough to make sure you get on your marching boots and you get out and do more, this is a president that loves God, and he loves God, loves the country, loves our flag, and what was the other thing I said? Besides the and he loves babies. He loves family. Donald Trump loves family. That's how I fell in love with him first. I met first Don, I met Eric, I met Ivanka, and I met Laura. I met them all. And I went, wow, how can you have a family where they're all good? I mean, how many parents in the room? Raise your hand if you're, okay, majority. Okay, just let's have some fun. I have 2 kids. Let's have fun. I have 2 kids. Let's keep it simple. Out of the 2 kids, traditionally, one's going to be a wacky, right? Okay, thank God I have 2 good kids. But typically, one will be the black sheep, okay? So, or one will be on drugs, okay? Or one will be in jail. One will have to be arrested. One will be a dropout. Who knows what? One might hate you, okay? One might hate you. Guess what, Donald Trump? 5 kids. All poised, polished, professional. They love him. They think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. What parent wouldn't love all that? How are you a billionaire and you've raised kids rich, wealthy, nice things, private jet, filet mignon, lobster tails, and they're not brats? They're not spoiled rotten? They're not egotistical little entitled jerks that you wouldn't even want to be around? I can't wait when I get to be around the Trump family. I love them all. How do you do that? You do that because you raised them right. And Donald Trump will be the first one to say, hey, I wasn't around much. I give a lot of credit to the women. You know, Ivanka did a great job raising the children. And Melania's doing a phenomenal job raising Barron. But I'll tell you what, to have children, and they're all good, and they're all loving, and they all think the world of you, he's done something right. So how I fell in love with him, he loves God. He loves our country. He loves our flag, and he will not let this flag be disrespected. Not happening. And he loves family. So if that isn't enough, you're not my type of people. But if that makes you go, I'm all in, you're my type of people. All those traits, what I want. I love this man. I'll do anything in the world for this man, and I pray that you all will too. Thank you so much. Let's bring Dane back up.
Thank you.
Thank you.